Hello, welcome back to Dutch Diecast Collector. So today I received a package with 4 more diecasts just like this one. And we're starting off with the MiG-21SM from the Karakov Higher Military Academy in Soviet Union in 1991. So quite an old jet that they reproduced. It's still in the packaging. My dealer is always so cool to send it as is and not like this. Yeah, so stickering and box, as always, from Hobby Master is very good and very well done. I noticed something right away off the bat during a session of Heavy Metal Diecast, that they now have pressure points markers on it, so that's really good. On the Slovak one, we also have that one, so we'll see that also in a later episode. If you want to read some info on the MiG-21, you could pause. Let's see. What do we got? So there are a few different iterations in the boxing. I'm happy that they're still continued with the MiG-21 and the J-types from China. So that's really cool to see. I have to say, it's always well packaged. The shark mouth is the one reason that I actually ordered it. But let's have a look at the packaging and at the materials that are inside. It's well packaged, by the way, but I'm not a big fan about everything in bags. It's sometimes nice to have things in a mapping, let's say. Let's see, the stand we don't need, by the way. We're going to keep that in the box. Oh yeah, I'm going to show you guys how it looks on stand, by the way. So let's see, I think. So a small hobby blade just to cut the tapes. And then afterwards we're going to also stall out all the parts and what can be installed. I'm curious if the wheels are still as good fitting as in the past. And I mean that sarcastic because it was horrible always. And I'm curious if they made some upgrades or not on it. Still one tape on there. I cannot count anymore. Alrighty. So the packaging again had thermal foliage. It's always well done. There's no issues with that. And also now I see that they put a little bit of an extra protecting foil over it. So that's really good for the canopy so it doesn't rub against the plastic. Colors look really cool. It looks almost like Dogo 15. So Blue 15 from a few years back. I'm going to compare that one at the end, I think. I'm going to bring this one upstairs. It's going to go in the same position. I'm curious how much it looks like. It's quite close, I'm assuming. So the pressure points, as they mentioned, so that's really good. You can pressure it out almost. There is quite a lot of plastic on these, and I'm going to point that out for you guys as best as possible. But let's first dig into that part. So the tail, plastic. This is metal. So these are metal. This is a plastic tail. The wishbone on the back, it's the same story. So that's the SM, the advanced version, let's say. It has a bigger wishbone, and I think it was the fuel tank that's in there, or electronics, I'm not 100% sure, but feel free to add a comment there. The rest of the mold, it's still the same. So it's a plastic nose part, and a lot of metal in there also, of course. Now the cockpit, as always, very well detailed. I hope I can get it on image for you guys. If not, I'll share some pictures if you want to. But all the gauges and the knobs and the chair is nicely detailed, so that's good. I just noticed the nose cone is a bit loose. So that's a bit of a downer. It's clicked in the frame, I know. So it has some movement, that's fine, as long as it doesn't come out, it's all good. For the rest, it looks stunning. No bad remarks, actually. The cockpit is easy to remove. Now, let's dig into the paint details. So we straight away start with the shark mouth and the little eye. The 127 nicely done with the striping around it, so that's really good. The little extra wing on the bottom like the SM has. The air brake, it's functional. I hope that this one is actually foldable, but they're sometimes a bit hard to catch with a nail. So what you can do, and most people don't like me using blades on new models, but it's sometimes the easiest way to open this little guys. The air brakes are openable, but they're just super fragile. So I would not push them too far, and they don't last. Simple as that. Same went for the Corgi ones back in the day. Same mold, by the way. Details, really good. The stickering, nicely done. The prints. The color on the bottom, nicely done. The camouflage, excellent. Now, I'm meanwhile going to unpack all the parts for you guys and stall them out. And we're going over all the parts. So there we have it, all the parts stalled out that are in the kit. So a center fuel tank, as always. It's a two-piece model, so the rear is molded in there and glued, so be careful. And the same goes for the fuel tanks in the outer there. These are single piece, by the way, so that's really good. They scratch up quite easily, so a little hair there even. Yeah, details, as always, good. No bad remarks. The missiles, be very careful with these little guys. The head, the back, tail, and the middle are 3 separate pieces, and they're glued to each other. So you see a connection at the end if you would zoom in a bit on the image. So don't push them too much on the wings. If you grab them on the fingers and then push them in. That goes for all 4. Nice to see 4, by the way. The pilot has had a little bit of an upgrade over time. I don't know what era exactly. I need to check my MiG-21s. So they made a lot more detail into the figure. And also the back has been cut out even. So it makes it more flexible, I'm assuming. But the details are really good. I'm not sure if he's 100% era appropriate for 1991, let's say. But it's cool to see a more detailed pilot figure because there is a lot of detail on these little guys. Not sure if it's a Russian one in that detail sense. And then the rear wheels, now the rubber on there sometimes is not on the rim correctly. This one has the same problem. So you sometimes have to help it a little bit, but be careful. It's an axle true and true. And the plate cover so usually is the one that goes under the frame when it's in flight mode. It's glued on the peg. And these are sometimes a little bit too fat. They're plastic, I believe. But sometimes you need to shave them down a little bit. So we're going to see how that one fits under the modern one. Then the front wheel, not rotatable for some reason. They decided to do the rear wheels, but not the front wheel. It's okay, it's a bit of a downer. Then the open gear bay doors and the front, these are really hard to put in. I usually even use pliers to get them in, they're quite hard. Then we have the rear wheel support pack. So you can put these in, let me see, I need to check again, it's been ages. I never use them because I really hate them. You can pop these in the plane and then they're like the strut bar to hold it. You can only put these in with white glue or else not, simple as that. Closed gear bay door, usually quite okay, the packs are a bit weak sometimes. And the rest of the rear ones also. And of course the large pitot, which is always a nice detailed part. I have to say these are quite sturdy. And of course a open canopy setup, which I'm going to show you guys on the wheels down. Then the stand, the stands are full plastic for these. They're quite okay. I have to say the aftermarket one is a little bit cooler. I'm going to show you guys upstairs when we're doing a little round trip. On stand, how it would look. It has a little bit no notice for the machine gun, so how you could put it in flight mode like this. It's okay, and they don't tip often, so it's a sturdy little stand. So that's it for the stand at least, so you guys have a bit of an idea. Now with parts closed, that would look something like this. So we would have a full blue setup on the bottom, which is nice. I'm going to prepper for you guys on the wheels. I'm going to see how easy this is to fit, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion on it, of course. That's very... Alrighty guys, so that was a lot harder than I expected, and I did need white glue, unfortunately, again. Even after all these years, the mold hasn't been upgraded. So as you might see, the wheel is already coming loose. You need white glue to hold it in place. It was partially on there correctly. Also, some of the guided weapons are not easily on there. I hope it will stay on for the video at least, because it's moving. The front glass, same story. I find it very hard to put it in. I'm going to close the canopy also, just to show how it looks with the pilot and open canopy. I will finish her up and put her on the rotisserie table for you guys. Alrighty guys, so there you have it. I'm going to zoom in, oh, not zoom in, this is moving. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you guys. Yeah, it's a cool model, but still all the older problems that all the older previous versions have, and I believe I have all MiG-21s from Hobby Master and also Corgi, and there's not one I don't have in my collection as far as I know. Yeah, it's the same problem still, so it's not fixed, by far not. It would really benefit from an upgrade on modular level to have the wheel arches and clickable or magnetized. That would be nice, but then again, I don't think anybody will invest anymore in this mold, but it would be nice. You can never do uncareful with her. She also is tippable, so she has a weight problem, I noticed. So it's tail heavy, and also had now one of the wheels is collapsing. So yeah, is it perfect? No, not by far not. I would not spend 90 euros or 80 euros. I don't know how much they go now. So the wheel collapsed now even on the film. yeah, it tells you a little bit about the model. It's good that it shows here on the video. So I'm gonna be honest about it. It's a bit of a cool model, yeah, but the wheels are not nicely done. So thank you for watching. Stay safe and hope to see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.